talking all about learning on today's episode of Go Saskatoon. A great person to chat with today is Greg from TinyEYE Therapy Services. Thanks for joining me, Greg.
Yeah, of course.
You have a really fancy robot that we're going to talk a little bit more about later on in the show. But first, I want to learn more about TinyEYE. What are you guys all about? What do you do here in Saskatoon?
So we do online speech therapy, and that means we work with school-aged children all over North America and provide them speech therapy services via the internet. So we have a software platform. It's like Skype on steroids. It's got video, audio, and a bunch of games and neat little tools for SLPs to conduct their therapy.
Now, why is taking this service online such an important thing? Is there a shortage in schools?
Yeah, there's a huge shortage of speech language pathologists right across North America. There's estimated between 6,000 to 12,000 unfilled jobs, and that means a ton of kids who aren't getting any services, and that means they're not progressing through their education as they should or could.
Mm-hmm. What is the main age group that
we primarily work with kindergarten to grade 3 is where the majority of our students are. Mm-hmm. We do have students all the way up to grade 12, but probably 80% is in that early years.
Awesome. Now, because you're working with kids online, are you able to get a response, or what has the response been from parents and teachers?
Yeah, well, the kids love it. That's the number one thing, and our main focus is engaging children, and when you engage someone, that helps them learn whatever they're learning much faster. Mm-hmm. In the early days, we did get some response and fear from parents, teachers, and it's new and that's natural, right? And it was unknown. And since we've started about 8 years ago, there's been literally hundreds and hundreds of research studies done by universities to prove the efficacy of it. And we follow those studies and use all the best practices. And we've been involved in many of the studies and actually have designed a lot of the best practices that are used around the world today.
Awesome. Why is it so important to have that therapy and to work with kids in improving those skills?
So communication is an utmost required skill for whatever you do in this world. If you can't communicate, your chances of success in any field diminish greatly. Mm-hmm. So that is what we do, is we work with children on their communication skills. And it's everything from being in peer groups and understanding their feelings and communicating feelings, understanding cognitively what the teacher is saying, or maybe their hockey coach is if he's saying, go over here, do this or that, and the child doesn't understand how to follow those directions in a sequence, he's not going to progress in hockey, he's not going to progress in school, he's not going to have meaningful relationships with his peer groups. Mm-hmm. And we open the door for a child to have all those opportunities in their life.
Awesome. Well, like we mentioned earlier, he's got a robot with TinyEYE, which is super cool. We're going to check that out later on in today's show. And please stay with us because we have a couple giveaways coming up on Go Saskatoon. Stay right here.